Hari Om. So we continue with first chakra of the mantra 4B, 5 and 6A, knowledge of the chakras. First one is Manipura. Probably I will just read through because it's, as I said, I have a course about it and there's a lot of information, so I don't have to comment on that one. Mooladhara, the lowest chakra in the body. The word Mula means root and Adhara means base, place. So Mooladhara is the root center. There are also 7 centers below Mooladhara, situated in the legs, which represent the lower instinctive levels of consciousness. The human dimension begins from Mooladhara. In yoga, Mooladhara is depicted as a deep red lotus with 4 petals, so 4 energy channels going through. In the center of the lotus is a yellow square representing the earth element with the bija mantra Lam at the top. Inside the square is the red inverted triangle, so this triangle pointing down, inverted, and it represents Shakti, the energy. Within the triangle is a smoky-colored Swayambhu Linga, depicting the individual consciousness in a nebulous and dissipated state. The Swayambhu Linga is encircled by a red serpent coiled 3.5 times, which symbolize the latent Kundalini. So this is the latent sleeping Kundalini there. The triangle is rising on the back of an elephant with 7 trunks. So the elephant with 7 trunks. The elephant symbolizes the stability and solidity of the earth, and the 7 trunks represents the Sapta Dhatu, or 7 minerals, which are the essence of the earth. The 7 trunks are also related to the Tan mantra, or sensory attribute of the center, which is the sense of smell, and the related Janedrayas, or sensory organ, the nose. The associated or organ of action is the organ of elimination. The vital or vital air is apana, the energy flowing downwards from the navel to the pelvic floor. The local or dimensional experience is Ru, the earth region. Presiding deity is Brahma, the creator of the universe, and the Devi is Dakini, who controls the skin element of the body. The associated foods are proteins and meats. The yoga path is Hatha, now the operating force is gravity. The operating force is gravity here. Mooladhara is called the root center, which is situated at the perineum in the male body, midway between the sexual organ and the anal sphincter, about 2 centimeters inside. So whatever there's a skin, you can feel, visualize, and you mentally bring 2 centimeters kind of upward through the body, whatever it will be. In the female body is located at the inner surface of the cervix, which is the opening of the womb. It's also known as Mula Prakriti, the source of creation, because it's the seat of Kundalini, the primal energy. And that's probably the reason why it's located in the cervix in the woman. And at this point, just say, and I say it about in my chakra course, that because the physiology of each woman is different, so the cervix will be definitely the entry to the cervix, and it will be often sometimes positioned differently in our body in respect to our pelvis and other organs. That's why sometimes when we're practicing, we're going from Mooladhara, Svatisthana, and so on. Sometimes we have to go a little bit higher, find the cervix, then we go a little bit lower, find Svatisthana, and then we go back up for Manipura. So don't be alarmed about that. So it's not in a kind of climbing up position, Mooladhara. It's about where it's correctly will be the cervix. For male, it's a little bit easier. Kundalini is the source of all energy in man and in the universe, whether sexual, emotional, mental, psychic, or spiritual. Energy is one, although the psychic centers through which it manifests give it various qualities and attributes. The awakening of this energy through practice, self-purification, concentration, and its union with pure consciousness is the aim of yoga. At the psychological level, the Mooladhara is the center of primitive and deep-rooted instincts in human nature. And that's, as they say, the first chakra that's kind of bringing you to the human realm, but it doesn't mean that you have to stay there. And I heard a lot that in the animal world, for example, like I don't know, dogs or any other animals, the Mooladhara, it's though like a crown chakra, like for us, Sahasrara, yeah? So when they reached in the personal spiritual evolution, that level, kind of Mooladhara, for them it's located not where for us, they'll leave it there, then they probably get reincarnated into the human body. I'm not sure, but there's a lot of discrepancy in texts about that one. At the psychological level, Mooladhara is the center of primitive, and that's what I say. It represents the expression of the Kundalini energy through the instinct of survival or self-preservation. It is closely associated with the reproductive organs and the sexual drive, but here the primary motive is for progeny, which represents the recreation and continuity of oneself in the material world. When open, Mooladhara provides the will to live in the physical dimension, physical vitality, grounding, and stability. When blocked, the physical vitality is low, one is unable to establish a place in the world and avoid physical activities. And it's very, very good explanation of these ones. And come back to this animal world. And that's why they say in all the scriptures, they say if you've been born as a human, you have to very cherish this reincarnation, if you don't believe in it. So just this life here you have here. Because in the animal world, you see, you have to reach this, surpass this basic instinct, and it's almost impossible for an animal. Animals driven, they don't have intellect like we do. And they're driven by these instincts mostly. So something very dramatic has to change, happen in the life for them to realization, so they can be ready reincarnate. In the same life, you reincarnate on the higher levels like demigods, gods, and this kind of stuff. You have absolutely perfect condition in where you live there. This is according to yogic scriptures, and you cannot evolve spiritually there. So our kind of human world, it's the only kind of place in all these different realms where you have perfect condition to, you have a will of choice, and you can choose to, even though you have more or less good condition, you can evolve, but also the conditions according to the gods and demigods on our earth, not very perfect at all. They're not as horrible as for animals, because they're very driven by instinct. They have to live by the instinct. If they have to mate this week, this day, they do. They don't have choice. If they have to reproduce themselves, if they have to be eaten or run away, or they have instinct to kill every day, they do it. People have choice, don't do it. Yeah. So that's why we have the best position between pureness of the gods. When they don't, they live in a perfect world. They cannot evolve as fast as us, and it's not horrible instinct world of animals where we don't have other choice. If you're not going to eat somebody, you're going to be eaten, and this kind of stuff. So the humans, they call it like golden place for everybody, for all souls in the universe, and there's a queue, everybody waiting to become a human. So cherish your life. Hari Om.